Welcome back to Greg's Grooves. Quick video today. So you may have seen my video about Zach Starkey's firing from The Who. Obviously, if you've been following that saga, he was re-implemented as the drummer of The Who in short order, with Pete and Roger making statements about it. And I was going to do kind of a reaction video to that, but I decided there wasn't much to say about that. I kind of saw that coming. Roger is getting into kind of an old curmudgeon, and what do old curmudgeons do? They overreact to things. So it seems like it was an overreaction to that Royal Albert Hall performance, and everything's hunky-dory now. But I also was compelled to make this video today because 2 days ago, The Who announced that they were going to embark on their The Song Is Over tour of North America. And I've mentioned on this channel before, I have seen The Who literally every time that they've toured the United States since 2002. Every time they come to the New York metro area, I'm there. It's my favorite band, it's my dad's favorite band, and even though in the last 23 years the quality of performances varied greatly, my dad and I always kind of say to each other, well, this could be the last time. When we did the Who Hits 50 tour, that was the same thing. Well, they're getting up there, this could be the last time. Let's make sure we go see him. So I was talking to my father this morning, and we were saying we're going to get tickets. We're either going to go to MSG or Jones Beach. And I had mixed feelings about it. Pete just got his knee replaced, which was very obvious if you watch the Royal Albert Hall performances. Roger is singing better than he has at certain times. In the Quadrophenia tour, he really was struggling, and then I know he got some work done and started singing a little better. But man, these guys are octogenarians, and I just wonder, is it diminishing the reputation, the legacy of The Who to do these performances? Now again, I'm going to spend my hard-earned money and I'm going to be there at MSG. And even if it's the worst performance I've ever seen, I'll at least be able to say, all right, I'm not going to get to see these guys again. But I really don't want a repeat of when I saw Roger live here at the Capitol Theater, and he stopped the performance multiple times because he was frustrated about sound and things. I don't want a neutered Zach Starkey, because if you saw the press releases following his rehiring into the band, Pete and Roger want a simplified drumming style. I already was peeved at the Who Hits 50 tour that he was playing on an electric drum set. And maybe it's because I'm a drummer and I'm ultra sensitive to this, but something about the timbre of electric drums just doesn't sound right. It really made the band sound strange. And I just think if we're going to do the whole electric drum kit coupled with Zach Starkey having to play in an extremely conservative manner, with Roger yelling at the sound man and Pete not really being able to do any of his stage theatrics because, well, he probably shouldn't be at this point in his life, but also can't because of his knee and whatnot. What are we really seeing? I think what we're going to be seeing might be kind of sad. And I have no problem with artists continuing to make music and perform until their life is over. That's their life's work. They are artists. They are, they want to be making music. Now, Pete doesn't like touring, he's mentioned, but he does enjoy the art that he creates, it seems, to some extent, and his relationship with the fans to some extent. And I don't want to take away from them their right to make music, to make money, to connect with fans. I mean, you know, there are very few people out there who are bigger Who fans than me. But I have to admit, I go into buying tickets this week with trepidation. I am afraid that I am going to be walking away from that concert with feelings of just sadness. And I think that's actually unavoidable. I think I will be walking away from the concert in August with feelings of sadness, because this time the song is over for real. This isn't the 82 farewell tour or the 89 or anything like that. The likelihood of me getting to see these guys perform again is very small. And while I wasn't alive in the Keith Moon heyday, I wasn't even alive for the 89 tour, and I was too young for the 96-97 Quadrophenia tour. Since I was 11 years old, I have seen this band perform every single time I possibly could. And I missed John Entwistle by a couple weeks, essentially. You know, he passes away right before that 02 tour starts, which was the first time I saw them, and I'm really upset I missed out on that. But at this point, I've had a lifetime, 11 to 34 years old, of seeing this band once every couple of years. And I'm gonna miss that. And I've seen their decline physically, and their fairly graceful evolution into old age. And, you know, I always go in with appropriate expectations. And there have been shows like the Who Hits 50, the whole opening Tommy medley was way better than I expected. But there were also some low points in that tour, performance-wise. You know, little things, like I don't want Roger to scream at the end and Won't Get Fooled Again. And it's fine that he doesn't, but maybe also don't lip sync it, you know, as they're playing the overdub from the album Scream over the top. I mean, we talked about this in other videos, but for me, The Who, it's there was something authentic about The Who when other groups seemed very contrived. And I really worry that as they keep, Roger and Pete keep going out on these tours, maybe there's something being taken away from that authenticity and the legacy gets a little tarnished. That said, I will be there. I'm sure much of you guys will be there. And whether I walk away from Madison Square Garden or Jones Beach on the verge of tears or elated, I don't know. But I'll be there. That's it for this time on Greg's Grooves. Hope to see you for the next video.